No idea if this is working. Hello, hello. Hi. Is anybody out there? You crazy people. Just checking my mic. I don't make it. Some stuff up. I have no idea if any of this shizzle is working. Because for some reason, hello, 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 hello. I don't know if it's working. So I've no idea. YouTube has changed so many things. Hold on, let me turn this. This fan's probably. Can you hear that? I have no idea if this is working or is it just me broadcasting to the YouTubes. And yeah, I know my camera's working because I can see myself. Hello. Yeah, I'm not using anything else. And I have no idea if my microphone's working. Can anybody hear me? I suppose that's a good question. Can anyone hear me? Right, I'm just looking at settings and stuff like that. I have no idea if anybody's viewing. Well, what's that? Viewing. So I shall wait and see, but I don't know if my actual microphone's working because I've never went live this way. What's those settings? Oh, it's just chat. So I need to know whether anyone can hear me. Hello. Yes, I've got the father. Oh, I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Duke. Apologies for the Father Christmas beard. And I used to use a little program in between. I haven't actually done a live stream since YouTube changed all the things. So to me, everything looks back to front, like that Smoo's Workshop looks back to front, and all my stickers from all over the world is kind of back to front and stuff like that. So as long as you can see me and hear me, that's really great. And I haven't, as you might know, I haven't done. See my microphone. There's a wee hello. As long as I'm loud and clear, there's a wee thing with the mic down the bottom and the green dot's not moving. So this is all new to me. I haven't done anything with YouTube since January. I did a channel update that I uploaded in, what was it, July? Yeah, so Duke FVS, you are loud and clear, sir. Thank you very much. Anyone else on? I'm just going to do a wee refresh here to see if I can get on my... Bought myself a tablet. Excuse me. I seem to have two.
Start feeling good about money.
No. Turn it down. Right, okay. Oh, it looks like I'm live. And there's like two people watching, something silly like that. Right, let's see. So unprofessional of me. But as I say, this is a test. I haven't done anything at all since January. So I have absolutely no clue. I don't want that. I want the live chat. Can I make it live chat, full screen? Nope. Ah, well. It appears to be live. Just give me a second. It appears to be live. Yep, it's live. I was just checking on my wee tablet there. So my shop is looking good. It's a total shithole. I want to the bit. See, this is like an old bunk bed. This is actually my daughter's old room, and I converted it to my man room. And I'm thinking of getting rid of all this and putting some shelving up so I can actually get my kits all stacked up. And it would probably give me about an extra 3 or 4 feet. But me being a lazy bar steward, I have done absolutely nothing. So I'm just checking all the chat and everything like that. As I say, a lot of people will be going like, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. Oh, that was weird looking at that on my... Right, shut my tablet down. Don't need to see that. I used to do Insomnia Lives with a good friend of mine, Colin Wilkinson, because the two of us would never sleep. And we're like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, we'd be building models or something like that and just goofing off and having a chat and everything. And yeah, used to get a lot of the American people on. You're in the Pacific West and Northwest USA. Well, that's the kind of people that would tune in when myself and Colin were on. I do miss Colin, but anyway. So I used to actually do live broadcasts at silly hours in the morning because I don't sleep very well. And yeah, we would get a lot of the Americans and Australians and things like that tuning in. So if you've kind of just came across and went, who is this bearded guy sitting chatting on the YouTubes? I make models. You can maybe see some of them up there. Plastic styrene models, and I also dabble in electricity, making things out of, you know, electronic components and stuff to try and light kits up and stuff like that. So if you haven't come across the channel before, then that's kind of what I do. I've been thinking about for ages, how can I get back into it? And yes, I have had a couple of vodka and colas this evening. And I thought I would do a live Q&A. So basically, I'm looking at if there's anybody alive. I still got the heart beating. Let's see if I can adjust that down a bit. There we go. And see if there are any questions that I may be able to answer, or when I'm suffering. I don't know. There's a lot of model makers out here, and you know, you'll start a kit and you'll get really, now Scottish word, scunnered or fed up with doing that particular kit, and you go, oh God, I'll just start another one. Well, I've probably got about 8 like that at the moment. And Duke is saying he enjoyed my Tamiya 112RD build. Most of my friends take the mickey out of me about that one because I actually started it. Now I'm trying to think, it must be about 3 years ago now, and I haven't finished it yet. It's actually sitting. You won't. Can you see? Around about where my TARDIS and that is, just below it, it's sitting waiting on a final lacquer coat. I have done nothing since January, earlier in the year. And I thought, if I maybe went live, and this is all new, all this thing that, oh, my wee green buttons are moving. YouTube's changed a lot of parameters and stuff, and I thought, right, I'll give it a wee try. I used to like doing live shows. I used to do live shows at the bench. I've got a second camera, but I need to rig up some software to do the, you know, the second camera thing. But I just thought I would pop on and go, hello, I'm still alive. Yes, I was thinking about going in for Father Christmas at the, yeah, I'm usually clean shaven. Roderick Green has gone, hi, Roderick, where are you from? I realise it's 4 o'clock in the morning here in the UK, so most of my UK viewers that know me probably won't be on. And is a smooth thing back to front that you're looking at? I don't see any settings at the moment that I can change on here, but is everything the right way round? So we have a thing here in the UK. In America, it tends to be like postcards, or what they call garage cards, and we all send each other stickers. I like the gross models and total scale models and e-models and model making guru and all that sort of thing. We all send each other stickers Whereas in America, it's more sort of what they call garage cards or shop cards, which is more like a postcard that they get printed out. So is all that the right way round? Is that gross saying gross, or is it saying a sorg? Roderick is in Australia. What time is it there, young man? And I take it you're a model maker, or did you just randomly come across my stream? As I say, I used to broadcast regularly and upload a lot of video content, and I just totally lost my mojo. And I'm trying to get back into it. So I thought, if I do a wee live stream tonight, I'm petting my beard like it's a cat. I thought if I did a little live stream tonight, it might get me back into the swing of it, and I think, right, I'll do a couple of kit reviews and stuff like that. Duke's saying the stickers are reading correctly, so it's just like my camera's inverse that I'm looking at. 12:05 p.m. and I'm 4:06 and you're in Australia, so you're only 4 hours away now. 12:05 p.m. midnight. So you in Sunday? Wait now, I'm 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So you're 12:05 p.m. Are you Monday morning? Perhaps. And does anybody else? Do you know what? Since I started growing this, it's a mess. I look like a hobo, but I pet it like a cat. So you're going yes. So does that mean you're now in Monday morning? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, you're Sunday morning. Hold on, wait now. Sunday morning. We're only just into Sunday morning, so 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're 8 hours ahead. I thought you were about 12, you guys. I've actually got a relative. My brother-in-law stays in New Zealand. He emigrated across. Lucky bastard. So yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff on YouTube now. Like I haven't done a live stream for so long. It's like, is this for children? Nah. And stuff like that. And it's like, strange. I know it's model making. I make plastic model kits, and I suppose children do them, but I don't aim them at the children. I aim it at the adults, and the adults can teach the kids. So your Sunday afro, Sunday afternoon. G'day, mate. Put another shrimp in the bar. Yeah, that's the usual shite. So my audio is clear. That's good. That's a good test. And is the video okay? Is it stuttery? Apart from my gorgeous self? Is it all nice and clear? Can you make everything out? It's not stuttering. I mean, YouTube's made so many changes now. I don't know what's what. Oh, Neil Dobson's in. Well, I'm going to say good morning because it's morning here. Hope you're feeling better. Good day, mate, from Queensland, Australia. And Duke's saying yes to copper. Yeah, yeah. I get out of breath going upstairs these days. Yeah, I mean, obviously all the guys that have come on here, they've either come on here randomly and went, who is this guy with the beard? Let's chat to him because I'm bored and it's like the middle of the night and yeah, we'll have a wee laugh. Or you've actually followed me on YouTube, but God, I'm trying to think now. 3 or 4 years I've probably been on here now. I actually got my first ever payment. My first payment from YouTube of £60 after 3 years of being on. So I'm not making money out of it. Obviously, I've got my loyal patrons that give me a wee bit every month, you know, so I can buy cakes and stuff. But yeah. You signed the petition. What did you sign the petition for, Neil? And you will sign soon the petition. Right, this is something I haven't heard of, the petition. Been following for quite some time on my channel. Unfortunately, it looks like, you know, because I haven't done anything for so long, I haven't really finished any video series off. Well, a couple. I do plan on getting back onto the electricity stuff. The weird thing is, I lost my mojo in about January, and then I spent like £600 on stuff. It's like desoldering stuff, and gadgets. I'm a gadget man. I'm a mechanic to trade, so I've got where you're looking at me just now, I've got my laptop sitting with the webcam on top, and behind it is a snap-on roll cab, 3-tier with a roll cab, an individual box, and that. I'm a mechanic. I like gadgets. I like tools. So I bought a lot of tools and everything, but I've done nothing with them yet. So it's nice to hear that you've been a follower for a while. Any reason why? The petition is for COPPA to back off. Oh, right. Is this a YouTube thing? Right. This is about the child protection thing. If your videos are aimed at children and you're not allowed to say or not having the title, bull, and stuff like that. And I mean, if you ever looked at any of the previous, excuse me, got the hiccups, the previous live shows that I did with the gang, Colin, Mike Mountain, Dave, things like that, and we're all just goofing off. We're swearing away, but it's aimed at adults. It's like the way we looked at it was it's like a nice quiet night in the pub, and everybody's having a laugh. So none of my videos are aimed at children. Although I did get a recent comment. Excuse me, I'm going to have a cigarette because I am an adult. I'm over 18, but I won't be flashing about too much on the screen. I did get a comment. I did. It's sitting in the cabinet there. I did a little X-wing, a little Revell X-wing, but I put LEDs in it, and I did a build series on it. And it's actually one of the ones that I did do from start to finish. And I got a nice gentleman came on. He went, on your review, you had cigarettes and smoking paraphernalia on the table, and you also had what looked like bookies tickets. You know, the bookies, you go into the bookies and place a bet on a horse. I went, no bookies tickets, but yes, I do smoke. And sorry, it was an oversight. And the guy was like, oh, we like watching your channel. And I'm like, okay, I'm an average modeler. But yeah, I felt I had to explain myself to him. It's like, I don't intend it at kids, and although it's probably, you know, because it's a starter kit, it's maybe intended at kids, because I put LEDs in, I aim my stuff at adults, and if kids want to watch, that's fine. And going by what children see, you know, in their playgrounds and that, some of the kids know better swear words than me, so I'm not too worried about it. But YouTube's got this big thing now that if you aim it at kids, basically what it does is it cuts your monetization. You'll not get any adverts, and it's like death to your channel. And it's like, oh. But it's all a PC thing, so I'm not particularly PC, although I try. Anything I say is not intended to offend anyone. But yes, oh, look, a squirrel. Boobs, yes. Right, let's catch up. What's this? The petition is for COPPA to back off the restrictions. Now, is this an American-induced thing? Because obviously Google and YouTube and everything is American-based. America, FAA want the rules. Neil's saying, I'll send a link as the US is coming down on YouTubers for producing any videos that may appeal to children. An old bearded man that looks like Father Christmas appearing on YouTube on a live stream at 4 o'clock in the morning. Unless I had a red hat on and a suit on, it's not aimed at children. Yeah. And Roderick's saying, yes, I think it's stupid. It's stupid, but I believe now, I follow a couple of guys on YouTube since I got into my electricity sort of thing. Bear with me a second. I hid the lighting of my cigarette from the children in case there are any watching. I watch a couple of guys on YouTube that I really enjoy the electronics stuff from, and one of them is a big chap from the Isle of Man called Big Clive, bigclive.com. I don't know if any of you guys have watched him. He's got a cracking beard. It sort of comes down like this, and they do lots of interesting stuff, but he tears down stuff. For example, you know, he'll tear down a light unit like that, and he'll tell you what all the bits are and how it works and stuff like that. I find that fascinating. And I also tune into an Australian chap who very knowledgeable. This guy, you know, designs circuit boards, makes them and makes products and sells them. And that's Dave from EEV blog. You might know him if you're from down under. And I watched all that, and he's been going on about all this thing because he's got a young lad himself. I'm trying to mind how old his lad is. He's maybe about 10 or 11. And, you know, it's like he's in the lab and he's got his mailbag and stuff like that. But he's encouraging his son, I think quite rightly, to get involved in his interest. And he appears on screen with him on YouTube. And they're building like Lego kits and stuff like that. But the thing is, that could be seen as being aimed at children, but it's not. It's an adult technical channel, and it just happens that he's on with his son building a Lego kit. So it's quite a weird sort of thing to look at. Duke saying he's followed for the motorcycle builds I was doing and the kits reviewing. I've got lots of reviews to do, and I think if the next video that I make, this is my first live broadcast since before December. I think my last live broadcast was December 2018. I've got quite a lot of kits, and you know what it's like nowadays. You order stuff online, and you don't really know what you're getting. And folk go, but you're just showing what's in the box. But if somebody builds a model kit, they'll look in the box and go, well, Terry says that looks all right, and that looks okay, and I would recommend this kit. They might, you know, it's not like, I'm quite lucky. I can go into Edinburgh, and there's an old model shop there on Lothian Road called Wonderland Models. And I can actually take a box off the shelf, look inside the box and go, oh, well, there's a lot of flash on that. I don't want that one. Or, you know. But if you're buying, everybody buys stuff online now. And when you start going online, it's like, well, what are you getting? So if you've got an inbox review, you've got a kind of an idea. So I've got loads of inbox reviews to do. I've got loads of builds to finish as well. Total lost my mojo. And I've got an electricity series that I started and sort of went, oh, I can't cope. So excuse me a second while I have a drink of my evening beverage. 2 seconds, just to wet my whistle. I think I've got 4 people watching at the moment. I don't know this whole new thing. I was using a program before to live stream, but I think I'll look into another one so that I can have dual cameras if I'm actually going to do some bench stuff. What's Roderick saying? Most kits are 14 and up. Yeah, I'm not so sure about like the Revell starter kits and stuff. Is it 8 to 12 years and up or something? I don't know. I suppose then the kit is aimed at children. But if you're showing people how to solder LEDs and stuff, and that's not really something you would do without adult supervision. So I would say it's not aimed at children. What's Duke saying? The compliance applies to all channels, international too. What I heard from Dave at EEV blog was they were sued by somebody that aimed a channel at kids, and they were, what's the word? They were kiddie fiddlers. And they were preying on young children through the channel, which we all agree as adults is wrong. But because YouTube allowed this videos to go up, they got sued, so they're covering their arses, basically. Is kind of what I've gathered from what David EEV blog said. So, yeah, it's... I've never aimed it at kids. If a kid pops on and watches my video, they're going to see how to build something, and they might hear an odd sweary word, but I try not to when I'm doing my actual video build series. But yeah, sometimes I have a couple of drinks and think, right, I'll go and make a video, and yeah, but I don't aim it at kids. Compliance applies to all channels. Got to sign off now. Good to see you. Cheers, and hope to see more 112 motorbike builds. I've got a couple on the go, and I need to get my mojo up. I need to get my mojo up and actually get stuff finished. So yeah, thanks for popping in, Jake. Neil Dobson is saying, not allowed to send a link. Check out Andy's hobby. Yeah, I know Andy's hobby headquarters, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't allow posting of links in the chat. So yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, I know of Andy's hobby headquarters. So yeah, a lot of us YouTubers tend to know who's all the model guys and who does sci-fi and who does this and who does that. So yeah, excellent. Looking forward to my next lighting video. The next one's resistors, and I'm not an electronics expert. I'm a mechanic to trade, and I've done a lot of auto electrical stuff, and I've been reading books and watching people like Big Clive and David EEV blog and trying stuff out. But yeah, basic LEDs, I've got a good grip on that, so I'm just trying to relay that on. But I've just not had the mojo due to real life stuff. Yeah. What's Roderick saying? That's cool, but you can't do that down under. That sounds naughty. Definitely not children approved. Right, so I'm not building any models at the moment. I've got a lot of stuff that's unfinished and stuff like that. Any questions? It's a Q&A. I just thought I would come on for a wee while and do maybe like a wee Q&A. Any questions? What have I got planned, or what would you like to see? Maybe help me plan out, not necessarily for the end of this year, but next year going on. I want to get back on with the channel and start doing stuff again. What do you find helpful? I know I waffle a lot when I'm doing my videos, but what do you find helpful? Is watching somebody spraying something useful? Because I tend to avoid the actual, if I'm doing the build, it's like, right, here's a box review, and here's all the parts, and I'll start building it up and show you how I build it up and what I'm painting, what colour, and all that sort of thing. But I'll not actually show you the airbrushing side of it, because I'm not an expert at airbrushing. But do you think that would be something that you would want to watch? It can be a bit boring, especially if you're spraying a tank green. It's like, so yeah, I'm looking for inspiration on what you guys want to see on the model making side of things. I've got the RD video to finish off when I finish the build. I'm still in the middle of that Peterbilt truck. It's sitting. Can you see it? No, it's the next shelf down. I've got it all sprayed in a nice gloss black, but I need more paint, so I need to order more paint up for that, because it is a big model. It's 1/16 scale. I have a Kawasaki that I've chopped and hacked in a street. That's waiting on lacquer. The RZ250 is waiting on lacquer. I completed my TARDIS build. I don't really have any unfinished build videos apart from the Peterbilt and the RZ. Although I did say I would do, is it still here? Can't find the box handily, but I did say I would do a Porsche turbo build with lights in. I think that'll be the next one that I actually film. But I need to finish other stuff first. What is Photo Edge? Right, lost me, mate. What you on about, Roderick? Photo Edge? Are you missing something? I'll lean across. Point it out with the big finger. Not sure what you mean by photo edge, or what's at the edge of the photo, on which side. So if you let me know. Excuse me, just seems like a couple of years in the night, which is, it's kind of what I thought. I thought it'd be like maybe an odd American person might pop in, Australia, Australasia, because it's like 4 o'clock, 3:30 on a Saturday morning. My usual, can't sleep. Have I done any ship builds? When I was 10, the only one I've done, and I can't get it out because it's buried, was Dave Parker sent me a terrible kit. It was a wee Airfix kit, a wee starter kit. HMS. Oh, what's the name of it now? Oh, can't mind the name of it, but it's a sailing ship and all that. And yeah, it's pretty crap, but it's like that size. I used to like doing warships. I've been researching quite a bit. A lot of the guys that do the dios with the warship and then the waves and how they do it with the resin and all that. Quite into that, but I've never tried it. So all I could really do if I was doing one, because I don't have any in my stash, is sort of really how I've got on and if it looks good or if it looks crap. You've got two coming up. 1/200 HMS Hood. That sounds good. And a 1/350 scale Nimitz. Wonder if that's the same kit Colin's got. Colin got one that's it's an obviously an aircraft carrier, and you can build about 5 different ships out of it. But I can't remember the scale. I don't know if that was a Nimitz. Norman Long's in. Hiya, Norman. Good to see you, young fella. Yeah. I just thought it's kind of weird. I've been sitting going, and I've not done anything on YouTube. What can I do on YouTube? And I couldn't be bothered doing any model kits. And I thought, maybe if I put a live up, I might get back into it. Depends who pops on and if anybody's still interested. So you were hoping to light up the Nimitz. Yeah, I'm kind of working with individual LEDs and surface mount LEDs and stuff at the moment. But if it's a ship, if it's Nimitz 1/350th, so you get the 1700, which is about that size, I believe, and then the 1/350 is a bit bigger. I don't know if 12-volt LED tape might be the way to go on those until I actually do one. I would be thinking of building false decks inside and putting LEDs on a strip, but bending them round and then putting diffusing lights in. Some people do it with fiber optics. You know, they drill them all out and they put the fiber optics through. I don't know until I actually do one. I haven't any plans to go and actually buy a ship. But I do remember when I was younger, when I first started modelling, I liked all the sort of destroyers and stuff. But they're quite expensive. And at the moment, I've got such a big stash, I'm not buying any models. I actually sold some off. But if I were to happen across a ship and got one, I think I would try and light it up, even if it was just like wee green and red port and starboard lights and, you know, maybe the wee bridge lights and that. You can do that. There's really, really small surface mount LEDs you can do that with now. So yeah, it's if I had a ship and I was to build it and it was something like a destroyer class or a battleship class or something like that, especially if it's British and, you know, sort of yeah, I would like to try. I've got down to, I don't know if you've watched my electricity LED thing before. I've still got to do the resistors one, but some of the size of the really, really tiny surface mount LEDs you can get now really lend themselves to that. So I think if I was doing a ship in the future, it would certainly be something. I'm getting to say I'm always wanting to light stuff up, but sometimes you just want to build a kit and not light it up. So yeah, we'll see how it goes on that. I need to get my mojo up. What do you guys do when you've lost your mojo? Definitely looking for some mojo boosters. Quite chuffed there's a few on, actually. So I've been on for just over half an hour. I'm quite surprised there's people on. Drink. Yeah, drink. Aye. I've got to watch what I'm saying because I don't know what YouTube block now. There's been quite a lot of changes since I was last on. Especially with live feeds. You used to be able to use a program and have like 4 or 5 years on. And now that's all changed. And for what I've noticed, they're having to use other programs to do it. So it's just me, so I'm fine. Do you think I should lose a beard though? I was actually thinking, seeing how long I could grow it, see if I could get a big, you know, just like a big waft of beard. Just for Christmas, and then once the warmer weather comes in, just scrape it off. But yeah, I didn't think there would be many folk tuned in, actually. When you lose Mojo a 5-day test match, are you talking about cricket? My dad used to bore me to tears with cricket. On a Sunday, when I was a young lad, it was cricket, then Glenn Michael's cartoon cavalcade for an hour, then cricket. And I've played cricket. It's good fun. Too energetic for me now, but God, it's actually quite warm. The crazy old woman downstairs is still playing her radio too loud. Good thing about this mic is it's quite directional, so you're not picking up her playing BBC Two, Night at the Opera. It helps you sleep. Roderick saying, do you know Paul ISM from International Scale Modelers? Yes, I do. Very nice chap. He is a magnificent painter. Does a lot of cars and stuff. Yeah, I know Paul. Yeah, I've not spoke to him for a while, but yeah, I know Paul. Been in hangouts with Paul and know of him. Yes. Yeah, I think he's still sticking to cars at the moment. I haven't really kept up with current trends in the past 11 months, but cars and motorcycles. But he is a beautiful painter who's just got a knack. Yep, so I know Paul. Yeah, any other questions? Because I could just sit here twiddling my thumbs and talking shite all night. Notice I whispered that because I don't know. Apparently, if you put the word bullshit in your title, YouTube pulls the plug on stuff. I don't know why, because bulls do poop. Yeah. One of the things I was thinking of doing on the channel, don't know who's all into the electricity, but likes of showing you how some things work to the best of my knowledge, and trying to fix things that I know are broken and seeing if I can fix them. Don't know if that's an interesting thing or not. Or should I just stick to modelling and a wee bit of electricity? And if I was deciding to go down the whole electronics thing, do I create a second channel for the electronics and one for the modelling? I don't know. What do I do? This is the questions we need answered. So I haven't kept up with models. I have no idea what builds are on. Yeah, Lee's his business partner. Aye, across in Spain. Oh, he's got a good man cave across there. But yeah, I don't know where to. Right, where we go. Don't them personally being at the bottom of the world and all, but I like them. They are similar to you and they are grounded and real. Yeah, he just gets on with it. I mean, obviously he's got a business running off of his channel. Obviously he's just been a keen model builder, and then the two of them linked up and thought, right, we could actually make money. I think they sell kits and all sorts of stuff now. I've bought a lot of stuff off of them. But yeah, they're great. Are you a better builder or is he? He's definitely a better painter than me. Builder, it depends on what you do. Do you modify your kits or whatever? It's building a model's the easy bit. Painting it's a hard bit, and I would definitely say he was a far better painter than me. But building the model's the easy bit. The painting, weathering, all that sort of thing. What's Norman saying? Smoo, just be yourself, mate. Don't overthink things. You want a model. Yeah, but the thing is, it's a weird thing, but I still blame Tony for this. The whole me getting into YouTube is that once you create a YouTube following, they expect certain things from you. So it's like, right, okay, this guy builds model kits. Might not watch all of what he puts out, but that's a good thing about YouTube as well. Right, I know how to do that bit. I'll fast forward that bit. Oh, I don't know how to do that bit. I'll watch that bit and then I'll fast forward the rest. If you suddenly change from making styrene models and going more into electronics, then you're kind of, although it crosses over for me because there's a lot of sci-fi models out now that you want to put lighting into, like say, Star Trek models, and I've got a cracking one there. It's a Terminator, somewhere up there, Terminator T2 thing that I got from a birthday off the guys, that you want to put lighting into. So there's a crossover between basic electronics, LEDs, and model making. But if I wanted to go into the more serious electronic stuff, having the two of them in the same channel, I don't know if that would work. And it's all right saying be myself and just sort of shoot videos on what I want to do. But if you don't have anybody watching, then it's just like, yeah, but it's well sitting in my room hitting myself with a big banana or something. Yes, I've just got weird. It was quite funny earlier on. I went down to the shops for some supplies. That's bags of Watsits and, you know, peanuts and juice and stuff like that. And as I was riding along on my motorcycle, I looked off to my right. Now, bearing in mind it's still November, everybody had Christmas lights up. And I'm like, really? I'm really bah humbug. I hate Christmas. I'm going along and there's all these Christmas lights in the window. I'm going like, it's not even December yet. Come on. So yeah. So what are you guys all up to then? What are you building? Anything exciting? I shall fill up my empty glass of refreshment. So I was thinking, if I get back into shooting my videos and actually finish a couple of builds on the model making front, of course, and get back into the swing of that again, doing the odd review, tool reviews, bits and bobs, and then also doing my, what I call my electricity series. Anything in particular that I haven't done that you might like to see me trying to do that takes me out of my comfort zone? Oh, I just got a bing on my my tablet. I bought myself a new tablet. I bought a cheap Chinese one and it didn't do what I wanted to do, so I got myself a, what is it, a Galaxy Tab S5. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a wee, I do like it. So I'm just going to see why it went bing. No, I don't want videos to keep playing when I'm, yeah, obviously that's in, yeah. So I'm really impressed with it as a tablet. I haven't had a Samsung device before. It's probably a game that I play is going, oh, you have just been attacked. Yeah, it's pretty much, instead of model making, I do a bit of gaming. How do I close all this shit? Don't want that. All right, okay. Right, okay, click that, and click that, and that. Oh, and that. And that. That's that done. And close it again. There we go. Right, where was I? What's Roderick saying? I don't care if you're pro or not, I've learned. Yeah, everybody learns something. I mean, Christ, just try to think. My dad brought me my first model kit when I was about 8-year-old or something like that. And then I built up to about 11 till my dad passed away, sadly. And then I totally gave it up altogether. And then I became a mechanic and then, you know, seen a few girls here and there, and then got married and had a family. And then that all went away. And for some reason I came back to modelling again. So, yeah, I'm quite a technical guy. So I don't find model making difficult, but there's a lot of techniques out there that have certainly helped me. watching other people, and you go, oh, I never thought about doing that. So I try and share all that sort of stuff. What's Norman saying? I've been modelling missiles and rockets for a few months now. Now, I've seen a few of these. Some of these really retro kits, like these 1950s and 60s kits with really unusual sci-fi rockets and stuff that are probably pretty crap to build, but you make a decent model out of them. I know I've got a horrible kit to build. I've got a Saturn V Revell Kit. And when I opened it, all I saw was, you know, when you normally open up a kit, you've got like the outside sprue and then all the little bits attached by little bits of sprue in between. This is just a sheet of plastic. And the outer rails are connected to the parts by plastic. It's just covered in flash. And I'm like, I've watched a couple of people build these, but I think I'll put that in the back burner for now. I'll do a review on it. Maybe it won't be very favourable, but yeah, old 1950s missiles and stuff. I love motorbikes, but that Peterbilt truck, I should have battered on with it and got on with it because it's a cracking project, but it's like, it's just so big, it takes so long to paint and all that sort of thing. And then I go like, oh, look, a squirrel, and I'll go and do something else. So I've got like 4 armoured vehicles sitting there waiting, my Peterbilt and bits. I've got a motorcycle that my mate gave me, not last December, but the December before. A CB 1100 Blackbird. I ran out of paint and just didn't go any further with it. I'm just shocking. I'm terrible. I start something and I like the building stage. I'm all right at the painting stage, but I get bored easy and then I move on to something else. Do a bike. I've got 2 bikes on the go, so I need to finish the 2 that I've got. Rod saying, do a motorbike. So maybe start a new kit and do a build series with what I know now on a new kit. I was thinking of doing, I know I'm going to do the Porsche 911 Turbo with lighting in it. I was thinking of doing, I've got a couple of, where are the Hayabusas? I was thinking of doing a Hayabusa and putting some lighting in it. Let me see if I can find it, because it kind of lends itself to it. It's probably actually the next kit I'm going to review, because it's not an expensive kit. This one. It was at the time the fastest production road bike in the UK. It's not now, obviously, with the I've got that one as well. Not since Kawasaki came out with this beastie, you know. But I was thinking that the Busa kit lends itself quite well because of the fairings and everything to possibly putting lighting in it. It's a 1/12 scale, so I was thinking of doing a review on that as kind of a comeback. You know, this is my first live since December last year. I haven't really done anything apart from a quick channel update video saying I wasn't well. I think that'll be the next one that I'll review. There's 2 versions actually. I've got another one that is the, I'm trying to remember now. Is it the Yokohama one or something like that? It's the same bike, but with just a bit different livery on it. So I was thinking of doing that as a review next, because I think that would be a nice one. Because of the fairing and the shape of the lights and the size of the lights and everything, I think it would be reasonably easy to put lighting into that one. Norman's going, call it a return of the Smoo man. I don't think too many folk will be bothered, actually, but yeah. What's really quite funny, actually, was I think the last time I was on, I was celebrating that I'd got like 1,000 subscribers and stuff like that. And I've done bugger all for 11 months. and my subscriber count's going up. I'm still getting comments on videos, and it's like, I've not done anything for 11 months. What are you commenting on? Yes, that can good. I'll watch and support you. Right, okay. I definitely have 2 bikes I need to finish. The problem is to get a good clear lacquer coat on, the place needs to be non-dusty. And housework and me don't get on, so I need to do quite a bit of housework before I'll even attempt to lacquer coat those. And I think it would be a bit wrong if I started the Porsche with lighting and the Busa with lighting without finishing a build that's been on my channel for 3 years. Knowing me, I'd get away with it. Like, you know, it's like, let's just start another kit, and everybody gets to state the video number 7 is like, right, well, how do you finish it, Terry? I don't know. I've started something else. So yeah, I don't want to go down that kit. Why so long? Oh, the RZ250 build's quite funny, actually. I got it as a Christmas present. At the time, I was going out with a lady in Grangemouth, just up the road. And I'd started building it there and just started YouTubing. That's Tony from Helgan 35's workshop to blame for that. And I just started doing like live shows and that with Paul for ISM and that, and just kind of got into it. And then I moved back to mine and had to reset up again. So that was kind of like a year later, and got a bit more of the bike done. And then my decals totally failed. And then another friend stepped in and helped me out with another set of decals, and I got them on. And then I lost my mojo. And that's just that bike build. And then between times I built a TARDIS and a few. I was getting into figure painting and that as well. That was Colin's fault. I've still got that one to finish. I've got a beautiful elf archer, and I've got a few other wee resin kits as well. And I just lost my mojo. It's, I don't know. Is it burnout? I don't know. But yeah. So it's saying I've got a whole 5 watching me, which is surprising. I see you maybe get lack by Paul. I don't understand what that is. Because I can hear her radio downstairs. 10 to 5 in the morning. I just thought it interesting if I put a video up and see what happened. And I've actually put 2 up and didn't realise it. It's just a totally different setup now. So there's another one sitting there saying I'm going to go live, and I've no idea how to cancel it. So I'm not sure what you're on about there, Broderick. I haven't watched any other YouTubers like Paul, ISM, or any e-models or anything like that for over a year. Why decals? Decals have always been my bugbear. Before Tamiya re-released the RZ250 kit, they were only available as an expensive, what we call retro kit. So I bought an expensive retro kit with old decals that I had to put in the window to take away the yellowing. And when I applied them to the kit, they fell apart. So after doing a lovely paint job on it and the decals fell apart, I was like, right. And I'm still experimenting with making my own decals because Colin from Festa 60, oh Christ, I can't mind now, 67's workshop, was telling me how to do my own decals and stuff like that. But I got another set of decals up for it. So I actually worked in my advantage because the bike that I rode back in the 80s had the newer set of decals and not the Japanese decals on it. So it is looking better, but I have still to clear coat it. And unfortunately, because of all the dust and that in here, and I've not done anything for a while, I need to clean the place up before I would attempt clear coating it. Because tempting fate, I would try to put a clear coat on it, and it would get dust in it and I'd have to rub it back. I've only got a basic fume extractor for my airbrush, one of those £60 ones. I don't have the big industrial one like what Paul ISM's got, although I'm thinking about saving up for it. I did get myself a decent compressor. I got myself a Bambi, and then I kind of gave up. Well, the Tamiya lacquer paints, haven't tried them yet. I watched Paul's reviewing them, and I was kind of going down the line of the Mr. Colour lacquer paints. I do enjoy the lacquers, so I will give the Tamiyas a go, like, because I don't have to worry because there's nobody else in the house, so I'm not really worried about the fume side of things. Lacquers give you a far better finish than acrylics, and a lot tougher wearing. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking into the Tamiya lacquer paints. But at the moment, I have enough paint to paint probably the whole inside of my house. So I need to use some up before I start trying new stuff, unless I get samples sent to me or something like that, which I doubt because I've not really been putting videos up of late. So there you go. So what's Norma saying? I agree the new Tamiya lacquers are fantastic. Question, do you ever sleep? I tend to sleep throughout the day. That's a problem with depression and just feeling shit and can't be arsed, and yeah. So my typical day of the past few months since I was diagnosed with a few things has been in my bed 18 hours a day, get up, have something to eat, watch a bit of catch up on telly and go back to my bed. So yeah, I've not been doing too great. So I'm trying to get myself motivated. So I thought if I did this and some people popped on and had a wee chat with me, it might be like, well, actually, they might want to watch some of the stuff that I put up, and maybe I should make an effort to tidy up and actually start shooting videos again. So yeah. Anyway, it's 3:50 here down under in central Victoria on a Sunday afternoon, 28 degrees. Oh, hold on. What temperature is it here? Where's my phone? It's been pissing rain here. It was -7 the other night. What are we at now? Oh, take care of that. Oh, I'll get to it eventually. Right. Temperature here at the moment is 8 degrees centigrade, and it's pissing rain. So there you go. Ooh. So yeah, I've always been a gamer. So instead of making models, whoops, go for that one. Instead of making models, I've been gaming. Funnily enough, instead of using my PC for gaming now, I've been doing it on my phone and my tablet. So yeah, I'm a Scots vampire. I like a drink of blood, but I wouldn't say I like it every evening. What about Tamiya TS paints? Now, is that the TS? So is that the new lacquers then? The only sort of Tamiyas I've got are a standard Tamiya range. TS, the spray cans. Yeah, I've got quite a few of those. I decant them. I do like the TS paints. Because you get TS in an aerosol and AS in an aerosol, and there's another one. Can't remember what it is. Yeah, TS paints. Yeah, that's actually what I started painting my friend's CBR 1100 with, but I ran out because I got fluff in it and had to rub it back. And if you have to rub metallic back, you've got to spray it again. You can't really rub metallic back. It's all right once you've got a lacquer on it. You can rub lacquer back, but you can't really rub metallic back. So you kind of just got to flat it off and start again. I run out of TS paint for it, which is why his bike's been sitting for ages. Oh, that's an interesting name. Anomalous behaviour. Hi, anomalous behaviour. Where are you from? The lacquers are amazing. I dried rock hard in a few minutes. The lacquers that I really like, I find it at the moment. Is it that one? Yeah, GX100 super clear. I'm not really one for all the 2K stuff. I just find it a bit, it's meant for high end cars. Personally, it doesn't look right on models. It's too deep. So I use that. But if you want to use 2K clear, that's fine. But I use Mr. Colour GX100 and I absolutely love it. Because you can flat it back, rub it back, micro mesh it, polish it up, and all that sort of stuff, and it looks great. Norman saying the lacquers are amazing as a dry rock hard in a few minutes. All lacquers do. Well, the surface dries to the touch within 5 to 10 minutes, but you've still got to allow curing time. Typically on a lacquer, I'll allow 24 hours curing time because say you were doing a car and you sprayed it a lovely red and it feels touch dry and you think it's all great in that, and then you went over maybe 3 hours later with your clear lacquer, what you'll get is deep wrinkles because the paint underneath hasn't cured and the paint on top is wet and it just reacts. So although it feels like lacquers dry quicker, which they do, you still have to allow a curing time before you go over with another coat or something, or you can end up with wrinkles and all sorts of weird crap happening. So, yeah, because it's if you're using lacquers, you tend to use a lacquer base coat and then a lacquer mid coat, color coat. You'll color sand that back, and then you'll go in with a clear coat. If you don't allow enough time to dry, you're going to run into problems. So, yeah, but they are definitely more durable. And give you a better shine and stuff like that. I was kind of moving off of the Tamiya paint range, but I've got a lot of Tamiya stuff onto the Mr. Colour and the Mr. Colours and Lacquers and Mr. Oh, what's the water-based ones? Aqueous Hobby Colour, for like the military stuff and that. I found I've got a better colour range than Tamiya. But then now Tamiya's come out with the new lacquer range as well. Might take me a bit to shift for Mr. Colour unless they bring out colours that are more similar to the TS range. I haven't really looked into it. I've not kept up to date with anything. Do you like Humbrol or Revell? No. I have pots of Humbrol and Revell paint dating back to 1978. Although saying that, some of the Humbrol enamel metallics were actually quite nice. Do I like them? No. Norman saying, been using the Tamiya LP lacquer white on my missiles, and it's great. I can sand any problems within an hour or so. As far as white goes, with commercial aircraft and things like missiles, good friend of mine, Colin, the Fester 67's workshop, always recommended white appliance paint. The stuff you get for respraying your fridges. Yes, it comes in a can, but it gives a really bright white and durable enamel finish. So, yeah, if you're going for passenger aircraft or something like that, I would probably go along the lines of what Colin suggested and the sort of the enamel paints, the appliance paint, rather than going for, I've got whites there. Have I got white there? Yeah, I've got a few whites. I've not got any lacquer ones. But yeah. Tamiya LP lacquer. Is that what they're calling them? LP lacquers. It's just another way of getting money out of you, isn't it? Roderick's going, why? Why what? It's quite an open-ended question. Why? Why do I exist? Are there aliens in my underpants? Or why don't I like Humbrol or Revell? I think it's what you get used to working with. Was it? Is Tammy better? Right. It depends what you're doing. If you are brush painting a figurine, for example, and you want to blend flesh tones and things like that, what you want is a true acrylic, not Tamiya's acrylics are alcohol based and they are more like lacquers than they are true acrylics. True acrylics you can blend, take a wee while to dry, but you can fade colours into colours with a wet brush and stuff like that. If you're painting a model, now I can brush paint with Tamiya, no problem. I don't have any issues with it. You've just got to make sure that you've got, I make my own, but like the X20 thinner and a wee paint palette that you thin it, and when you're painting with it, you do it in a one-stroke application. You don't go over it. You wait for it to dry. If it needs another coat, you wait for it to dry and go over. Because Tamiya's got a habit, because it's got alcohol in it, it evaporates really quick. If you go over it again, it lifts up and goes all rough and all crap and stuff like that. So I'm quite used to brush painting with Tamiya and have no issues brush painting with Tamiya, but it's better for airbrushing. Airbrushing, Tamiya, Mr. Hobby Colour and all that sort of stuff, brilliant. If you're brush painting, you'd want a proper acrylic and avoid Tamiya like the plague. Citadel colours are an ideal example of a proper acrylic. You can thin them with water and, stuff like that. So is Tamiya better? Depends what you're doing. Tamiya is very limited in their colours and their metallics are a bit... If you try to scale stuff down and you look at their metallic colours, I did a review on the Mr. Hobby Colour Super Metallics, and it's got really, really fine pigments of metal in it. And when you spray it on in scale, it looks great. If you look at some of the Tamiya metallics, they tend to have bigger flakes, and it's out of scale when you spray it on, if you know what I'm on about. I mean, if you're doing something that's 1/35th scale and it's got like big flakes of aluminium in it, it's like, doesn't it look right? So is Tamiya better? No, but I still like it. It airbrushes really well. But if you want to brush paint it with it, I can brush paint with it, and you'll maybe see in some of my videos that I brush paint with it, no problem. It's not the best for brush painting, especially if you want to do colour blending and stuff like that. So it's horses for courses. But yeah, I've got a range of different paints and stuff, but yeah, it's mostly Tamiya, Mr. Hobby. I've got a whole batch of Citadel stuff across there, and I've got a few Spanish ones, a Gamma and stuff like that. I'll try anything once, and if it doesn't work, then I go back to... I think it's more a case of if you're used to using a certain product, even though another one comes out, you tend to stick with the one that you know how to thin and what air pressure you need to spray it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. Any more questions? How long have I been on? An hour and 8 minutes. Jings, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here in the UK. Welcome to Smoo FM, live from the Outer Hebrides. What for motorbike 1/12 scales? I now use on my bikes. For the metal colours, I use. Can I get it out? What one's that one? Oh, Super Iron. I don't never use that one. What's this? Excuse me a second. I believe there's a version 2 out now. I use the Mr. Hobby super metallics, lacquer-based paints for my metallics on the bike. And I used to use Tamiya X1 for likes of a black frame. It gives a beautiful gloss black finish. Problem is, the slightest fingerprint on it, it stays there. So now I would use instead, have I got that? What was that? That's a metallic black. That's more like a gunmetal. What's that one? That's a semi-gloss. Even for semi-gloss and stuff like that, I use the Mr. Colours lacquer based, because you spray a lacquer on, and as a lot of guys have said, they dry really quick and they cure really quickly. If you get a fingerprint on it, you can wipe it off. Whereas the Tamiya one, the fingerprint doesn't disappear. So I'm switching quite a lot onto lacquer paints now instead of acrylics, especially motorbikes, and especially if you're doing, like tanks and things like that. I use a lacquer, typically decanted TS cans, because it gives me the colour that I want, and it just sprays really nice through an airbrush. Once you get all the gas out, gives you the colour that you want, nice and flat and smooth. Goes on great. All right, it stinks. So if you've got kids and pets and that in the house, you don't really want to be spraying lacquer paints. But if you've got a good extraction system, I'm definitely military stuff. I still say acrylics is better, because if you want to do like the pin washes and dot filters and stuff like that, acrylics a bit rougher, and haven't really tried it with lacquers. But military stuff, I still stick to the Tamiya acrylic range on. But bikes, anything shiny that I want a good shine on, I mean, my wee Beetle and stuff like that, that's all lacquer. So yeah, definitely lacquer if you're wanting shine and luster. Can you get those paints here and down under? I would think, because Mr. Hobby is a Japanese, I believe Japanese company. So if you look for, if you're looking obviously for lacquers, they've got two ways of identifying their paints. The last time I checked, they do a similar paint to Tamiya, which is alcohol based, but you can thin it with water or alcohol, and that's Mr. Hobby Colour. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. Oh, these web cameras are crap. It's the aqueous Hobby Colour is like Tamiya paints. Okay, so Mr. Hobby do aqueous colour, which is, they say it's water based, but it's an alcohol based like the Tamiya. So that's the Mr. Hobby Colour. So if it's Hobby Colour, it's acrylic. If it's Mr. Colour, that's a lacquer range. Now, they do a standard range of Mr. Colour. So it's Mr. Hobby and Mr. Colour, like your standard blacks, semi-gloss blacks, greens, reds, and all that. But they also do a GX range, which is harder wearing and easier to apply. That's the yellow that I used on my Beetle. So the GX sort of, this is GX4, the lacquer's GX100. That's the harder wearing stuff. So if you look for Mr. Colour paints, that'll give you the lacquers. If you look for Mr. Hobby Aqueous, that's their acrylic range. You should be able to get them down under. I would think you could. It depends on what your import laws is, because everybody now is like, oh no, if it's got anything that can burn or go on fire, we can't sell it. It's just, yeah. But yeah, I definitely like the Mr. Hobby stuff. The reason I started switching across from the Tamiya, one, it's a lacquer, and two, the colour range is fantastic. I'm not a great military model making person, but let me see if I can pull one out here that's got. No, that's not got the. There's a set of colours. Right. This one, for example, this is an aqueous hobby colour. It's green, right? But it's got an FS number. The FS number is Federal Standard Paint Code, and it gives you a 34092, and you can actually refer that to the chart to see if that's what was actually used in the real thing. So the aqueous hobby color stuff has a far greater range that equates to more realism, whereas in Tamiya it would just be, let's stick that in there. It's probably in the wrong place. Whereas Tamiya, I'll pick up a green for Tamiya and it'll just go, oh, it's not even a green, light sea grey XF25. What does that mean? Unless you buy a Tamiya kit and it says use XF25, whereas a more exact colour might be FS, whatever, digits. So, Mr. Hobby has a bigger colour range and they tend to relate more to the factory colours. Right, I've been on for an hour and a bit and there's only a couple of folk on. Is there anybody else hiding that would like to ask a question? If not, I'm just going to close it off because this was just an experiment to see if anybody would actually tune in. Should I shave my beard off for charity or should I try and grow it really long for Christmas? Is there anybody still here? I can hear our radio downstairs. It's when you're lying trying to get to sleep, 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's got like Dave Hoo-Ha and the Wind Chime Band. Can you use Mr. Hobby for Tamiya motorbikes? You can use any paint for Tamiya motorbikes. It depends what you're after. I use a mixture of Tamiya and Mr. Hobby on my motorbikes. I am switching more. If I buy a Tamiya motorbike and in the instructions it says paint the engine, I'm just trying to remember now, there's an aluminium that's got a terrible flake on it. Let me just check. Is it that one or is that chrome? That's chrome silver. Aluminium. Is it that one? Titanium silver. I've forgotten all the paint codes because it's been so long since I've done any. Yeah, I mean, for example, let's see, there's a gunmetal. Is that gunmetal? Gunmetal X10. Right, so you'll buy your Tamiya motorbike kit, you'll look at it, and they're really quite good in instructions. They sort of do like a colour call out for each part. So you'll go, all right, okay, so I'm going to build the engine up, so it's going to be like flat aluminium, Tamiya flat aluminium. Yeah, it's not very good. So instead of flat aluminium, I would maybe use Mr. Hobby super metallic, super fine silver, which is a lacquer. They'll tell you to paint the chain in X10 gunmetal. Now, the interesting thing about Tamiya X10 gunmetal, if you brush it on, it gives you a really dark, sort of grey metallic. If you airbrush it, it goes a really light colour. It's boop, and I haven't really seen a chain that colour, so I make my own up and then darken it down with oils and stuff like that. I still use the Tamiya clears, for your indicators and stuff like that. You've got your oranges and all that sort of thing. Still like those. But regarding any metallics now, I use Mr. Hobby Super Metallic. So that's engine, carburetors. If we start getting on to chrome and stuff, then I'm going on to, let's see if I can find it. What one's that? That's iron, steel. When you try to get a chrome finish now, I actually use Ushi van der Rosen buffing powders. The trick for them is you spray a gloss black underneath, and then you get a little makeup applicator like your missus would use on their eye makeup, and you buff this over the top, and it gives you a super shiny metal. So I'm using a combination of things now that achieve results that I didn't know about before. So there's a lot of products out there, but I haven't kept up to date what's all out there. But yes, you can use Mr. Hobby on Tamiya motorcycles. That one that I've chopped and cut about and made into, it's not on the channel, but it is on my Instagram. I used a metallic green, and it was a straightforward Mr. Colour number 77, a metallic green. And that's just a lacquer metallic green. It's more a turquoisey blue under some light, but yeah. So yeah, you can use any paint on anything. But if you're wanting, motorbikes are shiny, cars tend to be shiny, you want to use lacquers. You can use acrylics, and if you're a member of my Facebook Smoo's Cave group, there's a guy on there that's actually tried some acrylic lacquers that are like the 2-pack type thing, but are water-based and give good results. Go in there and have a wee look. You can ask questions. They're really helpful. Any other questions? Excuse me. Because as I say, this is just an experiment to see how it's working. I need to have a look in and see what actually works with this setup now, because everything on YouTube has changed. What's quite funny now, and I'm not going to ask any of you to do it, is down at the bottom next to your smileys and all that sort of thing, right? Emojis. There's a thing called, I've never had one, not asking you to do one, but you can actually click and donate money on it now. It's brilliant, but anyway, no need to do it. So I think, as a little test, knowing that my camera's still working and that you can hear me, I'll have a look at software in the background if I fancy doing another one of these live things, but I might actually be building something at the bench or soldering something, or something along that lines. And I think if I can get my mojo up, I'll do a review on that Busa. I'll let you have a look at it and why I think it would be quite good for hiding LEDs in for like indicators, brake lights, and headlights and stuff. Nothing major. It's not going to be singing and dancing with engines revving and stuff, but should be able to quite easily put indicators front and rear, rear side light, front headlight, and things like that in it because of the shape of it. So I may do a review on that next if I can keep my mojo up. So guys, any other questions before I've been on for about nearly an hour and a half. Any more questions before I disappear off into the ether? It's been quite good actually getting back on the YouTubes. I quite like it. I've missed it. I should actually try one in UK daytime and see if any of my UK pals come back on. What is Tamiya MS9? I take it that's a paint code. Google is your friend. Let me have a look. Tamiya MS9 is a fluorescent orange. Hold on, close that. It's a fluorescent orange. My favourite fluorescent orange, instead of the Tamiya one, is a Mr. Colour Lacquer 173 is a fluorescent orange. Okay. And if you want a fluorescent yellow, You can get Mr. Colour 172, fluorescent yellow. Haven't tried the Tamiya one. But I do have a couple of fluorescent Mr. Hobby ones because I do have a fire engine to build. The red that I will be doing it with is also a Mr. Colour. It's GX3. So that's going to be the red body of the fire engine, and all the ancillary items that require fluorescent colours are also going to be Mr. Colour. So that MS9 is a fluorescent orange. I don't know what kit that would refer to for an MS9. Maybe you can let me know what that is. Yeah, I had to do a Google search for MS9, but yeah, it's basically saying it's the Tamiya fluorescent orange. I didn't actually know they did one, which is why I got the Mr. Hobby one. So, anything else before I disappear, guys? Still going to be up for a while, but I mean, there's only a couple of people in here, and it was just me testing out stuff to see if this worked. And if there's no more questions, I will call it quits for the evening and try and figure out what all the new controls are so I can actually do more stuff. I do like the interface, so it kind of gives me on a screen and then the chat pops up, and yeah, it's not bad. I don't think it's very conducive, though, to if you have multiple participants in a stream. I think that's why guys are using different software. But I can't see myself doing that again, so it's just going to be me doing my thing. So, gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. It was basically just a test of me sitting waffling for an hour and a half. Resolved Honda 112 scale. Right. Wait now. There's another paint that you can use for it. That's the Decals on the. Wait now. I've got one. For example, excuse my pajama bottoms. For example, something like this, the RC211V Honda Repsol bike. The colour it tells you, I've probably not got instructions in this box, I don't. Yeah, it's kind of day glow. I would need to try and find the instructions for that one to see what it actually tells you. I've still got to review that one. You can get paints. What's the name? This is how much stuff I've forgotten since I've been away. What's it? It'll come to me at some point. Yeah, Repsol Honda. If you're after exact colour matches, oh God, I've totally forgotten the name of it. It's a guy down south that does them all. And it's lacquer-based paints. Oh, jinx, how can I have forgotten that? Because I've got some. I'll think of it at some point. But there is a guy down south that does kits for likes of the Repsol. I can't believe I can't remember. Mind you, it's been a year since I've done all this. And you get the wee bottle of the orange and then the wee colour for the frame and then the lacquer and all that sort of stuff. Oh, Christ. No, I can't mind. I'm not going to tax my brain too much at this time of night, but yeah, the Repsol Honda orange is a specific colour. So it's not really just a fluorescent orange, although you could get away with that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your model kit. So if it's a nice bright orange and it looks like the Repsol, that's fine. Oh, God, can't mind it. What's the name? Hero Boy. That's it. Hero Boy. He does paints, and it's what's the name of it now? Oh, I've forgotten what the name of it is. Zero Paints. Hero Boy, HIROBOY, in the UK, does a range of lacquer paints called Zero Paints, which is, I've got a sticker there somewhere for it. These. They're colour matched, airbrush ready, designed for model makers. And what they basically are thinned down automotive paints, but they're colour matched. So if you were to go onto Hero Boy, hopefully, I think it would maybe ship across there. If not, look for a Zero Paints distributor in your area. And you can actually buy a Repsol Honda kit that will give you all the bottles of paint of the right colour. And all you have to do is tip them in your airbrushing. So that's Zero Paints. I have got some for a Yamaha YZR M109, the Estoril edition, that I have also got a lot of detail up kit for that I haven't reviewed yet. Very hard to get now. So I've got Zero Paints kit for that as well. I've got so many things that I need to review and show you guys and let you know what's available that I haven't been able to do it of late. Sorry. So, but yeah, as I say, this little live thing's got me getting back into just it. It's quite nice talking to people. So I may well get back onto producing some more videos that you may find useful. But I think for now, I am going to call it an evening. I've been on for an hour and a half. There's only 2 of you in, I think. And hopefully I'll get some more content up on the channel shortly. And yeah, it's coming up for Christmas time and stuff like that. So I think if I push a few kit reviews out there, I'll let you see what's out there. I've also got quite a few World War II aeroplane kits and stuff if you're not just into motorbikes and stuff like that. So it's myself, Terry from Smoo's Workshop, wishing you all a very good evening, morning, wherever you are. Enjoy your hobby. I'm not going to put a link up on this because it's live, but I do have a Patreon channel if you want to follow me and support me. It helps support the channel. Don't have to. Links in the description and that underneath. Do feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and if you don't and you want to give a thumbs down, do feel free to put some constructive comments in the chat box down below. But for now, hopefully not my last live feed. Once I get some software sorted out, whether it be me sitting soldering something at the bench or actually doing some model making, I'm hoping to get back onto YouTube and making some content for you guys. So there's also a community tab on my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or things that you want to see or any comments, I believe you can post them in the community tab. If not, I'll need to look into that more. I do have my Smoo's Workshop Facebook page, and I also have the little group where if you already build models and you want to share it with like-minded others, or you've got a problem and you're looking for some advice, I've got Smoo's Cave. That's also a Facebook group. Feel welcome to join that. I do apologise that I haven't really been doing much on the admin side of that for the past 11 months or so, but there are other people on there that are enthusiastic about model making that will help you. So until the next time, thank you very much for tuning in, and I shall see you later. Bye. Where's the button?